Well, good morning, everybody. It is Cast to the Right Side Friday, the 11th of August. Can you imagine? We're already 1/3 of the way through the month of August. I don't know. I just turned 77. Maybe this is what happens. Things really start moving. But we're just glad to be here today. And I'm going to turn the video focus around because it is windy again. And I know I made the video the other day giving you a lake look, and I was sitting in my truck, but I think today's going to work. I'm sitting outside and we'll see how this goes, but I'm going to give you a view that is actually behind me, looking up north on the ranch. So good morning, everybody. We are here. We're here for you. We're here to just thank God for everything that He provides for us. And this is, as I said, it's windy. It's a little bit windier than I thought. I think we're going to get some gusts that'll come through here. I just spent a little bit of time praying for our area in need of rain. A couple years ago, we had a very devastating fire, much like the regards of the fire that they've just experienced in Maui, Hawaii, in the city of Lahaina. What an absolute tragedy. Over 50 lives lost. When we were here, when we had our fire, there was only one death. But a whole little community where a number of my friends had their houses for years, were burnt down, and other places throughout. It was a huge, devastating fire. Many hundreds of thousands of acres were burned during that time. But those that knew the Lord, they could count on Him. They began to rest in His promises. We have been going through, wow, I just lost some of my stuff that I brought down here as the gusts are going. But we've been looking at Psalm 23, the Lord is my shepherd. And the last couple days, and this will be the last one for this portion, no, it looks like we'll get to move on. We're kind of highlighting Psalm 23, verse 2, where He said, He makes me to lie down in green pastures. There's a lot there when we consider what that has to do with our life. When you look at the term still waters, we get kind of a picture of calm, peaceful, serenity, tranquility, peace, and just even a feeling of joy. I know when I come down here and the wind is not blowing and the water is just glassy smooth, it's just a beautiful thing to see. And I've been other areas in the world and across the United States where I have been on waterways, and it's just incredible to see that peace. Even on the ocean, it's amazing. God wants us to have and enjoy His peace, but He also wants us to enjoy our peace alongside of Him. Now, I think this is the picture I get. When David took his sheep to a peaceful river or stream, in most cases it was going to be a place with still waters. So if it was on a stream or a river, the water was going to be flowing very gently probably not even making any ripples on the water. It was going to just be peaceful. Because sheep tend to not like moving water. They want something still. And I think if you can look at your life on a day-to-day basis, there becomes a time of the day where you want everything just to be gently smooth. Not a lot of current going on. You know, when we look at the word rest from the Greek, it says this: it's to let up, to relax, to stop being stressed, and to find relief. To find relief. Now think about this. You can read this in Genesis 2:2, how after God had spent 6 days in creation, where he spoke the existence of everything on the earth, on the 7th day it said that he took his rest. He took his rest. God rested. I'm trying to get my mind wrapped around that. It wasn't like he just kind of fell down on the ground, so to speak, and laid down and got a pillow, but it was just he took the time to rest, because what he did is he gave us a model, because he called that 7th day a time of rest, a time to be set apart, a time to even be considered holy. God wants us to rest and to rest with him. When we look at the idea of our labor, and we want to rest from our labors, labor in the Greek is defined as a person who's exhausted due to non-stop work. You know, that happens. I'll refer to the guys that were working out on my neighbor's old oil well and pipes, etc. They were out. They've been out actually because they worked on our neighbor's place and then the place next to his. They've been working for the last, 2 weeks in temperatures over 100 degrees, and they've been working almost 8 hours a day. And as I watched them, I didn't really see them take much of a rest. They just kept after it. But I'll bet you when they got home, they took a rest. They probably just hit their pillow and were out like a light. But you see, God is inviting us to come with him. He's inviting us to come and rest with him. Let's look at Matthew 11:28. Matthew 11:28. Now I hope I don't get blown away here as I'm trying to get to Matthew 11:28, but we'll work on it. I'm trying to keep everything in control here. Okay, Matthew 11:28. Wow. Okay, it says this: "Come to me, all you who labor and are heavy laden, and I will give you rest." Jesus is sharing that. He's sharing that. He said, "Come to me." That's an invitation. Come to me, all you who are heavy laden, who are laboring, and I will give you rest. Now, What are you going to do with that invitation? What are you going to do with that invitation that is given to you to come and rest with Him? Because He wants to spend that time with you so you can be refreshed, rejuvenated, revived. The Lord wants us to rest with Him next to those still waters. You know, I enjoy listening to just soft music, cello, violin, piano, as a way of resting. Often I'll turn something on as I go to sleep and just let that soft music come in and add to my time of rest. He wants us to be calm. He wants us to be peaceful. He wants us to be quiet with no winds or waves of adversity. And that's why you need to take a vacation. Take some time off. I know that's difficult to do many times. I look at my son-in-law and just his work schedule, it's very difficult to do. I look at my work schedule when I was in the Air Force. I got 30 days of paid leave every year, but I believe the longest I ever took off at one time was 1 week, and that was a blessing. Several times we got to go to Hawaii for 1 week, or Singapore, or just places to relax in the local areas. So you can't experience the type of rest that God wants to give you, the peace and quiet, if you're running all over the place. Maybe running all over the place in your mind. He wants you to settle down in your mind. You know, Jesus is called the Great Shepherd. He wants you to choose to come, and if you can imagine this, David probably laid down and his sheep probably kind of even circled around him and got close to him. They wanted to get close to their shepherd. Well, we should want to get close to our shepherd. He wants us to choose. He's not going to force. He's not going to force the rest, and He's not going to force us to rest with Him. He has invited us, but it's our choice of how we are going to rest. Now, if you will do this, you can find in Psalm 116, verse 7, it says this, and I will close out with this. Return to your rest, O my soul, for the Lord has dealt bountifully with you. Your soul is your mind, your will, and your emotions. God wants you to rest and to be restored and to come unto Him and let Him give you the peace that you need every day. Lord, I just pray your peace. I pray your rest to come bountifully upon all who are listening. May they choose to come and rest with you and feel your presence every day. God bless you all. I hope this came out good. We didn't lose anything. And we will be back on Monday with Cast to the Right Side.